My child, pause for a moment and listen to me. I've been waiting for this conversation with you for far longer than you realize. And this moment did not arrive by chance. Long before today, I knew there would come a time when your heart would need these words. Please don't keep scrolling or look away now. Stay with me, open this message, and let it bring joy to my heart. I ask you with tenderness, but I also ask you with urgency, because what I want to share with you matters. I am speaking as the one who formed you, the one who loved you before you ever learned my name. In my kingdom, nothing happens without purpose, and nothing escapes my care. The fact that you are reading these words at this very moment carries meaning beyond what you can see. I prepared this moment with patience, waiting until your heart became ready to hear my voice more clearly. You may think this happened by coincidence, but I tell you the truth. This is divine timing. For so long I have watched you walk through days filled with constant noise, endless demands, and quiet exhaustion. I have seen you carry burdens that were never meant to rest on your shoulders alone, and I have watched you smile for others while feeling empty inside. I have heard the prayers you barely whispered and the sighs you believed no one noticed. Whenever you wondered whether I was near, I was closer than your next breath, closer than the thoughts passing through your mind. Yet I have patiently waited for you to open the deepest place within you. When I ask you to open the door, I am speaking about your heart. There is a place inside you that has remained closed, not because your love for me is absent, but because fear has convinced you to keep it guarded. You fear being disappointed again, surrendering control, or losing something that feels important to you. I understand every one of those fears, and I see them with compassion. I am not asking because I want to take something away from you. I am inviting you because I long to give you what you have been searching for all along. I have waited for this moment with patient love, hoping you would pause, become still, and stop running from the very love that has always desired to heal you. Do you know what it means to me when you turn toward me willingly? When you whisper my name because your soul longs for me rather than because habit tells you to. Heaven rejoices. You have searched for peace in many places, trying to fill quiet moments with constant activity and endless distraction. Yet the emptiness within you was never meant to be filled by the world. It was always meant to be filled by me. That is why I am asking you now. Open your heart. Open the walls you have built for protection. Open the hidden places you rarely allow anyone, even yourself, to see. Do not keep waiting, my beloved, not because my patience is ended, but because I know what you continue to carry while you hesitate. Every day you delay is another day you bear a weight I am ready to lift, and every moment you hold back keeps you from the fullness I have lovingly prepared for you. I am not speaking to you with anger, and I am not looking at you with disappointment. My heart remains open even when you struggle, and my love stays steady even when your faith feels weak. What I desire is closeness, honesty, and the simple willingness to come before me and say, "Here I am." When you open your heart completely, healing begins. It may come quietly instead of dramatically, yet it reaches places deep within you where old wounds begin to mend, shame begins to lose its grip, and the chains wrapped around your thoughts slowly loosen. This is what I have been waiting to do for you. The delay was never because I forgot you. I was preparing both you and the blessing that would meet you at the right time. Sacred things are never rushed, and I do not force open doors before you are ready to walk through them. But something within you has changed, and that is why these words feel different today. That quiet pull you feel in your heart is there for a reason. The sense that these words somehow feel personal is not something to ignore. My spirit is gently drawing you closer, and my voice is calling your heart with greater clarity than before. This is your moment. I have been patient and gentle with you, but now I am inviting you to let me come deeper into your life. Let me bring order where there has been chaos, healing where there has been pain, and restoration where you believed something precious had been lost. Perhaps you have never realized how much joy it brings me when you respond to my invitation. I am not distant or cold toward you. I delight in you, I rejoice when you trust me, and I smile when you choose to walk with me. Your obedience has never been about following rules alone. It has always been about relationship, closeness, and love freely returned. If you are hearing these words now, it is because this moment has arrived. I have waited with patient love, and you have carried your waiting long enough as well. The door is before you. and deep inside your heart already recognizes it. Please do not close this message, walk away, or postpone what can begin today. Comment, "Father, you carried my burdens." If he has lifted what you could never carry by yourself, then open your heart, my child, and watch what happens next. Now listen carefully. This moment is not an accident, and your being here is not without purpose. You did not simply stop at this message because of timing or routine. I am the God of divine timing, and every second unfolds beneath my authority and loving care. The very moment you are living right now was prepared long before you knew how deeply you would need it. You may believe life is made up of random moments or think you arrived here through curiosity alone, yet I tell you the truth, nothing in my kingdom drifts without purpose. I guide footsteps even when my hand goes unseen. I stir hearts before they recognize my voice, and I open eyes when the time is right for them to truly see. Before this day ever began, I already knew you would be here. Before this hour ever arrived, I had already prepared it. I saw the weight you had been carrying long before anyone else noticed it. I saw the questions growing quietly in your heart, and the thoughts you kept to yourself because you did not know how to put them into words. And I said, now is the time, not yesterday and not next week. Divine timing is never hurried, and it is never late. It unfolds with perfect precision, meeting the place where your heart is ready and my purpose is already waiting. There were seasons when you could not have received what I am speaking to you today. Your attention was scattered, your spirit was weary, and your mind was crowded with more than it could hold. But something within you has become quieter now. Something inside you has begun to listen again, and that did not happen by accident. You have asked me for clarity, for direction, and for assurance that I am still near. Often I answer those prayers through moments just like this. I do not always speak through dramatic signs. Many times my voice comes as a gentle whisper, and when my spirit moves, even an ordinary moment becomes sacred. Nothing in my kingdom happens without purpose. The people who cross your path, the doors that remain closed, the delays that test your patience, and even the quiet promptings within your heart are all part of a design you cannot fully see. I am weaving together details beyond your understanding. While you see scattered pieces, I already see the completed picture. While you see unfinished chapters, I already know how the story unfolds. You were led here intentionally. Perhaps you felt an unexpected pause before moving on. Perhaps something inside you urged you to stay just a little longer. That gentle invitation was for me. I do not force hearts open. I invite them. I draw them with patience, leading quietly but clearly. And you chose to stay, and that choice matters. I arranged this very moment with purpose. Do you understand what that means? It means that beyond everything your eyes can see, there is order where you once imagined chaos. There is movement where everything appeared still. There is divine purpose unfolding even when you cannot yet recognize it. The angels who serve me move according to my command, and the seasons of your life unfold under my authority. They do not change by accident. They change according to my perfect timing. This is one of those moments. You may feel small at times. You may wonder whether your life could truly matter among so many others. Yet you have never been lost in my sight. I know your name, your story, your fears, and the hopes you still carry quietly within you. Because I know you so completely, I also know when your heart is ready to hear my voice. If this were merely coincidence, it would leave you empty. Yet something within you recognizes that this moment feels deeply personal, because I am speaking to you personally. I have interrupted the noise around you for a reason. I do not arrange moments carelessly. Every divine appointment carries purpose, and every season I align has meaning. This is not ordinary. It is sacred. There were other times when I reached toward your heart, but you were not ready to receive what I wanted to show you. It was never because you were beyond my love. Your attention was elsewhere. Your trust had been wounded, and your heart had built walls to protect itself. But now you are listening with greater openness, and that is why this moment has come. Divine timing is also an expression of my protection. There were things you desired long ago that I lovingly withheld because you were not yet ready to carry them. You may have mistaken my silence for distance, yet I was guarding you from burdens that would have overwhelmed you. Had I answered every prayer the moment you asked, some answers would have arrived before the season was prepared to sustain them. So I waited, And through that waiting, I shaped your heart. That journey has brought you here. This place is intentional. It has been prepared with purpose. My child, when heaven prepares a moment, something begins to change. Often the first change happens within you before it appears anywhere around you. This moment is like a doorway, a quiet crossing into something new. Do not overlook it because it seems small. Some of life's deepest changes begin with a simple yes, a gentle surrender, and the willingness to remain present instead of rushing away. If you are reading these words now, it is because I have invited you into a holy pause. I have slowed your pace long enough for your heart to become still. I have created room for you to notice what my spirit has been quietly saying. That space is not accidental. It is sacred. Nothing in my kingdom is random. Not this moment, not this moment, and not you. If this message has encouraged your heart and you would like to help others receive encouragement like this, you can support the work through the QR code or the support link provided in the description. My desire is to speak to you with clarity, to work deeply within your heart, and to guide your steps with purpose. Stay here with me. Do not dismiss this as coincidence. Receive it as an invitation. This is not an accident. This is divine timing. My child, I want you to hear me, heart. I have been waiting for you, not with anger, not with disappointment, but with love that is never weakened, never faded, and never turned away. I have watched you carry responsibilities that left you weary, shoulder burdens that felt too heavy, and keep moving even when your strength was running low. Through every ordinary day, I remained near, quietly hoping you would turn toward me with your whole heart. I desire something deeper than brief moments of acknowledgement. I long for closeness. I long for unhurried conversations where you speak honestly instead of pretending to be stronger than you feel. I long to enter the places within your heart that you have kept carefully locked away. You may not fully understand how deeply I treasure relationship with you. I am not asking you for perfection. I am not asking for flawless performance. I am asking for your presence, your trust, and your willingness to open your heart. There is a difference between knowing about me and walking closely with me, and it is that closeness I have patiently waited for. There were moments when you felt as though I had become distant. There were prayers that seemed to disappear into silence, and there were days when you questioned whether I was still near. But my child, I never stepped away. If there was distance between us, it was never because my love had changed. Fear, disappointment, hurt, and distraction slowly built walls around your heart. I saw those walls rising, and I saw the moments when life wounded your trust so deeply that you began protecting yourself without even realizing it. You withdrew not only from people but also from me because you feared being hurt again. I understood every part of that pain. Even while those walls stood between us, I remained beside you. I have never stopped watching over you. Every morning when you opened your eyes, I was there. Every evening when you lay down exhausted, I remained with you. I rejoiced in your victories, and when you stumbled, I did not turn away. When you felt confident, I smiled with you. When shame settled over your heart, I moved closer instead of farther away. My love does not grow smaller when you struggle. If anything, it reaches towards you with even greater tenderness. You have seen my patience throughout your life, and it has never come from weakness. It has always come from the strength of my love. I have never rushed you, forced you, or demanded that you become perfect overnight. Instead, I have waited. I have spoken gently to your heart, placed quiet reminders along your path, and drawn you back little by little. There were times when you heard my whisper, but chose distraction instead. There were moments when you felt the invitation to pray more deeply, yet hesitation held you back. Even then, I did not leave you behind. I simply waited for another day when your heart would become ready to listen again. My longing for you is unlike any human longing. It is steady, faithful, and pure. I am not trying to control your life. I desire to walk through it with you. I want to share your ordinary days, hear your concerns, guide you before you stumble, comfort you before your heart breaks, and rejoice with you before you forget the value I have placed within you. The distance between us carries real pain, my child, not because I am offended, but because I know what you lose when you try to journey alone. When you insist on carrying every burden by yourself, I see how heavy it becomes. When you withdraw from others, I see loneliness quietly settling into your heart. When endless noise replaces stillness, I see the weariness growing inside you. So I continue waiting, hoping you will return to the quiet place where my voice can meet you again. I have waited for you with hope, never with frustration. I have hoped for the day you would finally say, I cannot do this alone anymore. I have hoped you would trust me enough to open your heart again and discover that I have always been a safe place for you. Do you know why I pursue you so faithfully? Because you are mine. I formed you with purpose, breathed life into you, and knew your story before your first breath was ever taken. My love for you has never depended on your performance. It has never been temporary, and it has never been conditional. Even when doubt filled your heart, I remained near. Even when you questioned whether I was with you, I stayed close. Even during seasons when your heart grew cold, my love never did. I have never stopped loving you, not for a single moment. There were nights when you sat alone, scrolling through your phone, thinking, worrying and wondering if anyone truly understood what was happening inside you. I saw the ache you tried to hide. I saw how you filled the silence, because quiet moments brought questions you were afraid to face. Still, I waited with patience. My patience is not weakness. It is mercy, grace, and love that refuses to give up on you. I do not chase you with anger, and I do not draw you close through shame. I invite you with gentleness. I have been waiting for the moment when you would become still long enough to hear me clearly, for the moment when your heart would slow down enough to recognize that this is more than another message. This is a personal invitation. You have never been a burden to me. Your struggles do not exhaust me, and your questions never push me away. I welcome your honesty, your confusion, your tears, and even the dreams you have almost stopped believing in. I want the real you, not the version you think everyone expects to see. Never believe that I stopped loving you while you wandered. I walked beside you through every step, even when your choices led you down difficult roads. I quietly protected you from harm you never saw, and when you believed I was far away, I was often closer than you realized, guarding your future with care you could not yet understand. I have waited, not because I lacked the power to act, but because love cannot be forced. Relationship must be chosen freely. I gave you the freedom to respond, because I desire willing closeness, not reluctant obedience. And now you are here. You are listening. You can feel something stirring within your heart. That stirring is not guilt. It is an invitation. It is my voice saying, come closer. It is my assurance that I am still here, ready to walk with you more deeply than before. The distance does not have to continue. The waiting does not have to last any longer. I have always been ready, and I have always been waiting for you. My faithfulness remains constant, so you do not need to fear tomorrow. Come closer, my child. Let this be the moment when waiting becomes walking together, when distance gives way to closeness, and when you discover that I never stopped watching over you, never stopped loving you, and never stopped hoping for your return. When I tell you to open your heart, I am speaking with great care. I am not asking for a passing emotional moment, or words repeated out of habit. I am inviting you into surrender. I am calling you into the kind of obedience that grows naturally from love. Opening your heart means more than feeling inspired for a moment. It means welcoming me fully, without resistance, without hidden walls, and without conditions. You have opened certain parts of your life to me before. You have prayed, worshipped, and asked for my help. Yet there are still rooms within your heart that remain closed. Some are filled with fear. Some still carry old wounds. Others have become places where pride quietly whispers, I can handle this by myself. I see every one of those places clearly. I do not condemn you for them. I am simply asking you to let me enter. Surrender is not weakness. It is trust. When you open your heart to me, you are not giving up your life. You are placing it into hands that are stronger than your own. You are saying, I cannot carry this by myself anymore, and I trust you more than I trust my own understanding. This kind of surrender draws your heart into deeper relationship with me, because obedience has never been about rigid rules. It has always been about trust born from love. When you truly love someone, you learn to recognize their voice and follow it because you trust their heart. That is what I desire for you. I am not asking for obedience rooted in fear. I am inviting you to trust that everything I ask of you is grounded in my love, my protection, and my purpose for your life. I know the fears you hold tightly, the fear of being hurt again, the fear of losing what matters to you, the fear of stepping into what you cannot yet see. Fear tells you that complete surrender may end in disappointment. But my child, have I not carried you this far? Have I not protected you in more ways than you even realize? Fear often promises safety while quietly keeping your heart imprisoned. Letting go of fear does not mean pretending it was never there. It means placing it into my hands even while your heart still trembles. It means saying, I am afraid, but I will choose to trust you anyway. That simple choice opens doors fear has kept closed for years. Pride can be quieter than fear, yet it can hold your heart just as tightly. It tells you that you should solve everything on your own, that asking for help is weakness, and that admitting your limits somehow diminishes you. But I never created you to carry life alone. I created you to walk through it with me. When you open your heart, pride begins to loosen its hold. Yet pride is not the only thing competing for your attention. Endless noise, endless responsibilities, endless scrolling, and endless thoughts can slowly fill every corner of your day until there is almost no room left for quiet. But closeness with me cannot flourish in constant distraction. It grows in the stillness of surrender. It grows when you become quiet long enough to recognize my voice. Opening your heart means making room for me. It means choosing stillness instead of noise, trust instead of control, and my voice above every other voice calling for your attention. I'm inviting you into a deeper relationship with me. I do not want to remain only a part of your public faith. I desire to walk with you through your ordinary moments. I want to be present in your daily decisions, to steady your thoughts before they become consumed by worry, and to remain beside you in your questions without you feeling ashamed for asking them. Real intimacy requires honesty. You cannot hide any part of yourself from me because I already know every hidden place within your heart. I see the insecurities you have never spoken aloud. I see the wounds you buried years ago, the resentment you pretend has disappeared, and the dreams you are afraid to hope for again. I am not asking you to open those places because I am unaware of them. I am asking because they are the places where healing is still needed. There are memories you avoid because they continue to hurt. There are failures you replay in silence while judging yourself again and again. There are questions you hesitate to bring before me because you fear what the answer might be. Bring those places to me. Your questions do not offend me, your weakness does not surprise me, and your struggles never push me away. When you open what has been hidden, my light enters, and my light brings healing. It exposes the lies that have quietly shaped the way you think. It lifts the shame that has rested on your heart for far too long, and it brings clarity where confusion has taken root. You may worry that if you give me complete access to your heart, I will ask too much of you. But understand why I come. I do not enter your life to destroy what is precious. I come to restore what has been wounded. I do not take away your joy. I fill your heart with joy that lasts. I do not remove everything you love. I remove what has been hurting you. Opening your heart is not a single decision made once. It is a daily choice. Again and again you choose to trust me with your fears, your hopes, your thoughts, and your desires. It is faithfulness in small moments as much as in great ones. It is learning to listen when my gentle whisper remains steady, even while the world around you grows louder. My child, you have relied only on your own strength. You have tried independence. You have tried filling the empty places with distractions. Yet none of those things has satisfied the deepest longing within you, because I placed that longing there. It was created as a place where my presence could dwell. Do not be afraid of drawing near to me. I am gentle. I am patient. I move according to the pace of your healing, not according to pressure or hurry. What I ask of you is willingness. What I ask of you is openness. Open your heart and allow me to bring order where life has become unsettled. Let me remove bitterness before it grows deeper. Let me calm anxiety before it takes root more firmly. Let me speak truth wherever lies have lingered for too long. I am knocking not because I am far away, but because there are still doors within your heart that have remained closed. When you open them, you will not find anger waiting for you. You will find love. You will find peace. You will find understanding. Let surrender become the place where you discover freedom. Let obedience become an expression of joy. Let intimacy become your strength. Open your heart, my beloved, and give me access to every room. Let me sit with you in the places you have tried to hide from everyone else. Let me bring healing where pain has remained hidden for years. Let me love you completely. When you open your heart to me, you do not lose who you are. You begin to discover who you were always created to be in me. My child, I know this season of waiting has felt long. I've watched days become weeks, and weeks become months, as you hoped each new morning would finally bring the answer you had been praying for. There were mornings that began with expectation, and evenings that ended with the same unanswered questions. More than once you told yourself that tomorrow might be different, only to find yourself carrying the same longing into another day. I saw your hope rise, and I saw it become fragile again. I know this waiting has not been easy. I have been with you through every quiet moment when you wondered how much longer your heart could keep hoping. You have carried disappointments that you rarely spoke about. When people asked how you were doing, you found the strength to smile, even while quietly wondering how much longer you could endure the silence. You questioned whether you had misunderstood my promises. You wondered whether you had somehow missed what I was asking of you. At times you even wondered whether the delay meant the answer would never come. There were moments when you searched your own heart, trying to discover if you had done something wrong or if you had somehow stepped outside my will. But my beloved, the delay was never the same as denial. Silence has never been proof that I stopped working on your behalf. I remember every tear you cried when no one else was there. I remember the nights when your pillow caught silent tears, and the moments when all you could whisper was my name because you were too weary to say anything more. Those few words were enough. I heard every quiet prayer. I understood every trembling sigh. Even when you felt your words were too weak, my understanding remained complete. I never measured your faith by the length of your prayers. I saw the posture of your heart, and even your silence spoke to me when you no longer knew what to say. There were disappointments that cut deeply. Doors you believed would open stayed closed. Plans you carefully built seemed to fall apart, and people you trusted did not respond as you had hoped. The uncertainty felt heavy, and though you tried to remain faithful, there were moments when weariness settled over your heart. Some days it felt as though nothing was changing at all, and the stillness itself became another burden to carry. The waiting seemed long because you could not see what I was doing, beyond what your eyes could reach. Where you saw stillness, I was already at work. Where you saw closed doors, I was providing protection. Where you believed nothing was happening, I was carefully bringing everything into alignment. The answer you have been praying for involves more than one preparation. I have been preparing your heart, and I have also been preparing circumstances, people, timing, and provision. While patience was growing within you, I was quietly arranging what you could not yet see. While you were learning trust, I was opening paths and softening hearts beyond your view. While you wrestled with uncertainty, I was removing obstacles that would have brought harm if they had remained. My work has never been limited to what your eyes could recognize. Even in seasons that appeared still, my hands were never idle. The fulfillment you have been waiting for requires more than your readiness alone. Everything surrounding it must also be prepared. Had I answered too soon, the season would have been incomplete, and what was given would not have been ready to endure. Some blessings require deeper foundations than you can see in the moment they arrive. I do not release what is unfinished. I bring forth what has been strengthened through careful preparation. That is why the waiting mattered. It was never empty time. It was time filled with purpose, even when it felt hidden from you. You have changed during this season, even if you cannot fully see it yet. You are no longer the same person who first brought this prayer before me. Your faith has become deeper. Your heart has grown softer. Your priorities have been reshaped. You have learned to value my presence even when answers seem slow to arrive. You have learned to sit with me in silence, and you have discovered that my love does not disappear simply because you are still waiting. The person who first began this journey looked mostly toward the destination. The person you are becoming has learned to treasure my presence along the road as well. None of your tears were wasted. They watered seeds that were quietly growing within you, seeds of compassion, humility, and deeper dependence on me instead of on outcomes alone. The disappointments you experienced stripped away illusions that once distracted you. They helped you see what truly matters. They taught you that lasting peace is found in my presence, not merely in receiving what you ask for. I was preparing more than your heart. I was preparing the right moment. Divine timing reaches its fullness the way fruit slowly ripens on a tree. Fruit picked before its season has fully come has not yet developed its sweetness. Left too long, it begins to lose its strength. But when it reaches the right moment, it carries the richness it was always meant to have. In the same way, what you have been praying for is moving toward that fullness. There were many things beyond your sight that also needed time. Conversations had to unfold, decisions had to be made, and paths had to meet at the right moment. While you could not see those details, I was carefully arranging them. Every piece was moving according to a purpose larger than any single moment could reveal. You were never meant to carry the responsibility of making every piece come together. Your calling during this season was to remain faithful while you waited. I know there were days when you felt exhausted, and moments when you quietly wondered whether I had forgotten the prayers you had offered so many times. But I do not forget. I do not lose what has been entrusted to me, and I do not overlook a single tear. I have carried every prayer, every sigh, and every hope before me. What seemed like a long delay from your perspective was, within my purpose, unfolding with perfect precision. My timing has never been careless. Every step is unfolded with intention, even when you could only see the next few feet of the path. Now divine timing is moving toward its fullness. Perhaps you can already sense a quiet change within your heart. There is a calm readiness growing where frustration once lived. Anger has begun to give way to surrender, and desperation has slowly matured into trust. That change did not happen by accident. It is the fruit of everything this season has been shaping within you. The transformation began inside you long before you noticed it, and that quiet work is preparing you for what comes next. The waiting has been preparing your heart to receive what is ahead. When the answer comes, it will meet a heart that has been strengthened by patience rather than overwhelmed by surprise. You will recognize what I have entrusted to you, care for it with wisdom, and receive it with gratitude instead of living in fear that it might be taken away. You will hold it differently because you have learned what it means to trust me before you could see the outcome. The maturity you carry today was born through the very season you once wished would end. So do not despise the waiting as it draws toward its completion. Honor what it has accomplished within you. It has refined your faith, guarded your heart, aligned your steps, and stretched you in ways comfort never could. It has quietly shaped the person you are becoming while you were focused on the answer you were hoping to receive. Because of it, you stand stronger, see more clearly, and are more firmly rooted in May. My beloved, the waiting has been long, but it has never been empty. Every unseen day has been filled with preparation beyond what your eyes could recognize. Your heart has been shaped, and the circumstances surrounding your prayer have been moving into place as well. What appeared to be silence was often the sound of careful preparation unfolding beyond your sight. Both sides have been prepared, and both paths are drawing together according to my timing. The fullness of divine timing is drawing near. Receive this moment with a heart that has learned to trust me through every season, because nothing you have walked through has been without purpose. If these words speak to your heart, type, "Your word steadies my soul." And if Scripture has encouraged and strengthened your faith, share this message with someone who may need the same reminder today.